For years, the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs has been touted as the most haunted hotel in America, home to some of the most prominent ghostly activity.
The dead may be more alive than we think.
When we connect with spirits, we encourage them to stay. They make loud noises or they do things like shut doors.
This is like the holy grail of ghost hunting.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, there was like a knock on the wall.
I don't know if it was on the wall or on like this door right here. In the mouth.
Dang.
In the mouth.
Yeah, the bell's going off.
By the door.
Thank you. Don't look.
Did you hear a knock?
I did, yeah.
It was in there.
It was in the morgue.
Yeah.
It was like footsteps,
It
yeah.
was like right there. That literally sounded like it was right here in this hallway.
Oh.
The vibration.
Yeah, the vibration went off.
That you have to touch the, like that's not us. The Crescent Hotel is located in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which was formed in 1879. People began moving into the area after Native Americans claimed that the natural springs possessed healing properties. Just 1 year later, in 1880, there were thousands of permanent residents in Eureka Springs.
Governor Powell Clayton realized how much potential Eureka Springs had, and he organized the Frisco Railroad to come in, bringing in new supplies and visitors daily. The Eureka Springs Improvement Company knew a grand resort was needed to house all of these new tourists.
Construction on the Crescent Hotel began in 1884 and was completed 2 years later in 1886. The hotel quickly became a popular destination for the elite and extremely wealthy. The Eureka Springs Improvement Company would operate the hotel for 15 years until leasing it to the Frisco Railroad in 1902. With the winter months being a little bit slower for business, they opened the Crescent College for Women. The hotel would operate as a resort during the summer months and the college during the winter months until 1934.
By 1937, the Crescent would undergo another change. It was purchased by a gentleman named Norman Baker. He was a very successful businessman, and he made his money through various businesses, one of them being cancer-curing hospitals. He opened his third at the Crescent Hotel despite not being a doctor of any kind. Baker rechristened the Crescent Hotel as the Castle in the Air, broadcasting his controversial claims over the radio, saying he could cure anyone's cancer regardless of type or stage without operation, radiation, or x-ray. Baker had hundreds of jars in the lobby that he had claimed were cancerous tumors he had removed from his patients. They were sent off for testing after being found behind the building in 2019, and it turns out they are human tissue, but they weren't the cancerous tumors that he had claimed.
Baker would have each of his patients injected up to 7 times a day with his Formula 5, which was a mixture of water, alcohol, glycerol, carbolic acid, ground watermelon seed, corn silk, and clover leaves. To ensure everyone believed his lies, he would stand over the shoulders of the staff as they mixed the formula, making them believe they had to mix it exactly as he directed. Now, Baker was very proud to tell anyone and everyone that his hospital had a 100% cure rate, with 0 deaths occurring on the property, which was another lie. As patients slept, a trusted nurse would remove the deceased patients from their rooms and bring them to the basement where he had constructed a morgue. He would perform autopsies even though he was not a trained medical professional. Under the cover of night, a coroner would come and remove the bodies through a door that led directly outside so that no one would see the death that had occurred.
As patients were nearing death and in extreme amounts of pain, they would be moved to a section of the building known as the Pain Asylum. This was a section of the building on the 2nd and 3rd floor, covered by 2 soundproof doors so no one in the rest of the building would be able to hear what was going on. Patients were not given any pain medication, just more doses of Formula number 5 and brain exercises to do, as they were told that if their brain was strengthened through these exercises, their body would heal soon after. Norman Baker would target the most terminally ill patients and tell them they could receive additional treatment if he received more money. So they would write home, often dying before the letter even reached home, but he would not inform the family until the money was already received. Over the course of 3 years, Norman Baker would con people out of millions of dollars at this fraudulent hospital.
In 1940, Baker was finally arrested, but not for practicing medicine without a license. Instead, he was arrested for mail fraud, based on his unethical practices of acquiring new patients. He had mailed thousands of flyers all over the US, stating his 100% cure rate at his cancer curable hospital in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. He would serve just over 3 years of his 4-year prison sentence. And upon his release, he attempted to re-enter the field of healing by establishing a research foundation in his hometown of Muscatine, Iowa. However, the state of Iowa dismissed this, stating in the fact of public interest. Baker would then retire to Florida, where he would pass away September 10, 1958. His cause of death? Liver cancer.
The exact number of patient deaths during Baker's reign at the hospital is unknown, but staff were able to piece together at least 42 documented deaths that occurred during the hospital's operation. After the hospital closed, it became a hotel again. Many different owners tried to restore the Crescent back to its former glory, but ended up failing, and the Crescent was headed towards the wrecking ball. It was in a state of disrepair. Elise and Marty Roenick purchased the Crescent Hotel in 1997. Marty and Elise developed a 10-year plan to restore the building back to its former glory, and it completed it in only 5 years. They ended up restoring the original skyline that was destroyed by a fire in 1967. They added a conservatory back where the original conservatory for the Crescent College was, and even a spa in the basement. Marty and Elise are responsible for bringing the Crescent Hotel back to its former glory, a luxurious resort in the middle of the Ozark Mountains, welcoming people from all over the world.
The Crescent has been given the title of America's most haunted hotel, and for good reason. With over 100 years of paranormal claims, there's no shortage of unexplained experiences happening in this historic location. Even girls who attended the Crescent College used to write letters home requesting that the family send the Ouija board so they can make contact with the resident spirits.
One of the reported hauntings is that of a young boy named Brecky. Brecky was the son of Richard and Mary Breckenridge Thompson. Richard served as the president of the Crescent College for Women, and his family lived on site. Brecky unfortunately passed away at the age of 4 due to complications from appendicitis, and he is often seen roaming the hotel looking for someone to play with, bouncing a ball, or standing at the end of the hallway. The most notorious spirit at the Crescent Hotel is that of Norman Baker. He is seen walking down the halls, sitting down in the morgue, and even tour guests have reported hearing his distinct male voice. Norman Baker is seen throughout the entire hospital, so if you guys visit this place, you're bound to see him.
In the former pain asylum of the hospital, guests have reported the full-bodied apparition of a female patient. They awake to see her standing at the end of the bed, and some have even reported that she moves throughout the room, and you can hear her distinct footsteps and voice during the middle of the night.
The Crescent's long history has had a lasting effect on the building to this day. You guys are about to see what we experienced during our stay at America's most haunted hotel.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we are back down here in Eureka Springs, Arkansas at our all-time favorite location. Guys, we are back at the Crescent Hotel.
Not only is this place incredibly historic, but it's crazy haunted. As you guys saw before last December when we came out and filmed here, we're back. We're so excited to be here, and we're hitting a new location that we haven't hit yet too inside the building.
Yeah, we're gonna hit some of the hot spots that we did investigate last time because we had such a great activity, but we are gonna check out the Crystal Ballroom this time, which is somewhere we've never actually investigated. So I'm excited to get in there, see what we get. This place is just one of a kind, and I can't wait to get back in there and interact with the spirits tonight.
Yeah, let's go see if Norman is still in there and still wants to talk to us, and who else is up there with us.
Let's do it.
Alright guys, so we moved up to the annex room, so now this is actually like a honeymoon suite, but back in the day it used to be the pain asylum. So Norman would bring the patients who were basically terminal in the most pain, and he would just lock them behind a steel door so nobody would hear them. Very sad story in this area, so we have a ton of equipment set up. We had some pretty interesting Estes stuff last time we were here, but we wanted to give them a chance to talk through equipment, so we have the millimeters out, we have the EDIs, we have everything blanketing this entire room.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what we get this time with EVPs and with the equipment versus the Estes. We're gonna do an Estes in a different spot this time, but a very, very active spot. Like you said, they would have a nurse or a doctor come through late at night and remove the bodies of the people that had passed away so nobody would see them. Which one is that?
Is that the one by the door, I think?
Yeah. As I'm talking about the nurse coming to remove the bodies.
And it would be around this time,
right.
too.
Well, that's what's crazy, because that happened last time in the morgue, remember?
Right.
We were talking about the coroner picking up bodies and the music box
We
got
heard the
motion.
door, yeah. That's interesting. If you guys haven't seen the first episode we filmed here too, definitely go back and check it out. It's an incredible activity. This place does not disappoint. But my name is Dylan, this is Steve. We've been here before. We love this location. We understand you weren't treated well here.
You weren't really treated at all.
True.
I'm sorry that happened to you. I know you came here with a lot of hope. That's that
one in the bed now, yeah. It's hard to imagine what the room would have looked like back in the day too.
Right.
Can you touch the top of one of these devices so they light up a little bit? They shouldn't hurt you. If you need to, you can draw energy from our cameras or these devices we have set up. If you touch the top of them, they're going to light up, they're going to make some noise. All they do is allow us to have a conversation with you.
We've talked to you before, or somebody else in this room, using a different method and a different piece of equipment, but this time we're going to give you a bunch of options, and we're actually going to try something else too that should be able to actually record your voice, okay?
And I just want to make note of this right now too. There's no devices going off, like no EMF is being picked up actively, so.
It's not like leaks in the room, it's not anything like that.
Right.
As the temperature on one of the bed. That one in the bed?
I think so.
No, it's this one.
It's this one?
Yeah, it's this one right here.
So they move
all three of them have gone off.
Yeah.
No,
This
that
one's
one's going off now. The door.
Okay.
So it's like they're just moving around.
Right. I mean, this would have been a very busy room though.
A lot of emotion, a lot of fear, pain.
Yeah. It was literally nicknamed the Pain Asylum.
Yeah. So they said, let's make them into honeymoon suites.
That's crazy. Can you set off one of our devices? If you touch the orange boxes, there's one over on the nightstand, one behind me on the windowsill over here facing the pool. If you get close to those, they also light up. If you change the environment, if you can somehow change the temperature, the pressure, the humidity, it'll pick that up.
If you want to make a noise, you can do that. Let us know you're here. Move a pillow, move one of our pieces of equipment, touch one of us. There's reports of a woman being seen in here by numerous guests. Are you here tonight?
We would love to learn your name, try to tell your story.
In the
Oh,
mail.
dang.
In the mail. In
Yeah,
the
the mail's going off.
By the door.
Thank you. Both the temperature and the mail.
Are you coming into the room? Can you step back? Come on in. This one's going off now too. Temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Temperature on this one now. So it's like they came into the room because then the melt and the temperature stopped on that one and this one started going off.
Right.
Thank you.
Can you touch the top of this one again so it lights up? Or whichever one you're closest to?
Yeah, do whatever you just did again. Please.
That's exactly what we're here for.
Okay, so they're over there again.
Like I said, we understand it may take a lot of energy for you to do this. So if you need to, feel free to drain the energy from our devices or our cameras.
We're just here to communicate, okay? We're not here to hurt you. You're not in trouble. You don't have to leave. You don't have to stay here either.
This place is no longer the Baker Hospital. It's known as the Crescent Hotel, like it was originally.
Norman went to jail. Sort of, for what he did.
Mail fraud.
Yeah. Okay, so you're by the door again? Can you step back? Come on in the room. Thank you.
So we're just trying to confirm that you can hear us and you can interact with us. We know it probably sounds kind of weird, but we can't see you and we can't hear you most of the time. That's why we have all these devices set up. It's a way for us to communicate.
We have some devices that should be able to record your voice. We can ask you some questions. We can give you a chance to talk, tell your story, give us your name. We can look into you a little bit, learn about you. Is that something you want to do? Do you want to talk to us using those devices? If you do, can you set off one of the other devices that's in the room? Just to let us know that, okay, perfect, okay. We can do that. I'm gonna go over here by the bed.
Yeah, I always forget what pocket I have it in.
Yeah, me too. Got like 50 things in my pockets.
Yeah.
All right, so if you step away for a second, okay, perfect. So we have these devices, okay? We've never used them in this room. I have one and Dylan has one. They do the exact same thing. All you have to do is get close to them and speak into the top of them as loudly and as clearly as you can.
Whenever you see this little red light, that means it's recording. It's listening for your voice.
For the first session, okay, you're over here now. Perfect. You can talk to me. For the first session, all we're gonna do is count to 3. And then you can say whatever you wanna say into these. We're not gonna ask you any questions. Whatever message you wanna give us, maybe your name, how old you are, why you were here.
What year it is for you, whatever's on your mind.
All right, so you ready? Come up to these devices and speak into them as loudly and as clearly as you can, okay? Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Was that the Mel or just the?
It was both. It did the temperature and then it had the mail as
Mel's?
well.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of what we're interacting with right now is residual.
Right.
Just people walking back and
Going
forth.
through for the door, yeah. All right, let's see. You can play that back because I can almost hear something in the screen. I almost want to say it says like get out of here or get.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's like,
And then that one goes off right next to us.
So we had this one over on the bed, this
Right.
one just went off.
And that one's gone off. So all the mells have been going off.
Yeah. Can you step back for a second, please? You can hear my voice?
Thank you.
you.
All right, let's see what yours got.
Yeah.
No, it's this one again. It's over here.
Oh.
In the Mel. In the Mel. Thank you. Okay, you can come into the room. Can you step into the room? So it stops making that noise? Thank you.
Okay.
That's crazy. The Mel hits. All right,
Yeah.
let's see.
Play the back, yeah. That's so weird. It's like it's very vocal.
Something help me. Can anyone help me?
I'll play it one more time. I missed it. Yeah,
Like,
can
anyone help me? Yeah.
That's so sad though.
Okay.
Because you got to think how many patients would be
They probably
dropped
stopped.
off here.
They probably stayed back here and yelled, "Can
Yeah.
anybody help me? Hello, has anybody help me?" Because I'm sure they weren't checked on very often back
Right.
here, right? They were kind of forgotten, just left to die.
No medication.
Right, just left to die back here so they can move somebody else in.
Right.
So they're yelling all the time, "Can anybody help me?" Like, but nobody can hear them because of the big steel doors.
But that would coincide with it being residual though.
Right.
We're getting like the in and out, maybe the
Right.
nurses or the patients coming in and out,
Right.
and then can anybody help me?
Unless they see us and they're like, "Hey,
Right,
can
new
any of you
people.
guys help me?"
True.
So let's ask them some questions. See who needs help. If they are residual or if they are intelligent, maybe they can answer some of our questions.
If we can get a name, that'd be really
Right,
cool to
we'll go
research
from
into.
here.
Yeah.
Let's kind of both stay right here though, because this is kind of seeing where you got the better stuff.
Main thoroughfare.
All right, so we're gonna ask some questions now, okay? We can hear you. We heard you ask for help. So we're gonna ask you a few questions. If you can tell us what you need or how we can help you, that would be amazing, okay? We're gonna ask you some stuff now. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Who needs help? What's your name?
Can you see us right now?
Who's the doctor in charge here? What's his name?
Can you say Baker?
One, two, three. Let's see. This is, as soon as we stop, that goes off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. They're both going.
Both are
in.
going off.
That's so weird because it's like they both do that.
Yeah, they harmonize.
Thank you. Can you step back, please, so that they stop? That one's done.
Yeah.
Can you step back from this one now from the table? Thank you.
Also,
See, that's-
again, why do the devices always have like an ear-splitting sound?
Yeah, it's never
like I
good.
get it, they want to get your attention,
Yeah.
but why?
Couldn't just like play a nice song.
Right. Tiny Tim or something?
That'd be great. All right, let's see.
Who needs help? What's your name? Can you see us right now?
Hold on right there.
It's like a deeper level.
Yeah.
What's your name? Can you see us right now?
It's like don't.
Who needs help? What's your name?
It's like don't something.
Yeah.
Can you see us right now?
Don't.
In charge here. What's his name? Can you say Baker?
It's bump, 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 bump.
You're in charge here.
It doesn't say Baker. It's like
Can you say Baker?
I can't make that out. It's something. It's like bump, bump, bum, bum, bum.
But there's responses to pretty much
100%. So that leads more intelligent.
Yeah.
That leads more intelligent now.
That's interesting.
All right, let's see.
Play this one back.
Who needs help? What's your name? Can you see us right now?
There's something there.
Yeah, 2 syllables.
Who needs help? What's your name? Can you see us
Bum,
right
bum.
now?
Play one more time.
Who needs
It's right behind us.
Get by the door.
Thank you. Okay.
Like this is the main focal point right here.
Right. We hear you. We know you're here. Okay. You're doing great. Step in for a second so we can hear your voice. We're going to listen back to this recording. Come on in. Thank you.
We're hoping we can hear what you said.
help? What's your name? Can you see us right now?
Play that back, actually.
Who needs help? What's your name? Can you see us right
It
now?
almost sounds like Michael.
Michael?
And there's Michael's room, but it's like,
Right.
I mean-
why would he be up here?
he worked on the building.
Yeah, that's true.
He built the building. So
Stonemason.
he might not necessarily be stuck in that room. That just
Right.
might be where he's most active.
True.
Or it could just be a patient named Michael. I mean, it's very possible that there was a patient here named Michael.
A lot of possibilities, yeah. Sounds like it says Norman.
Norman, not Baker, just Norman.
Yeah.
Can you see us right now? Who's the doctor in charge here? What's his name? Can you say Peter?
Maybe it got cut
So
off
it's
at
like
the end.
intelligent stuff though. It's
Yeah.
intelligent. What's your name? Possibly Michael. Can you say who's the doctor in charge? Sounds like it says Norman. Normal.
Normal.
Sounds like it says Norman.
Well, I feel like he hated doctors too.
Yeah.
So if anything, when he's
true.
greeting the patients, he'd probably
True.
be like, "Hey, call me Norman."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to lull them into a
Yeah.
sense of security.
That's true. He didn't refer to himself as a doctor because he hated doctors.
Right.
And then
And that goes off. I think it's this one.
So.
Okay,
now
now-
they're doing it again.
Yeah.
Mel's pinging. Mel's absolutely
maxing out.
Maxing out of that one. As we start talking about Norman,
Yeah.
the first time we really start talking about him in here and how he didn't like doctors, it starts pinging. Can you step away from that, please? Thank you. So that starts pinging just
Yeah.
like that. But this is exactly what we got last time.
Yeah.
A lot of Norman following us around,
Yep.
trying to keep an eye on what we're doing, eye on who we're talking to.
Well, because he pulled the wool over so many people's
Everybody,
eyes. Yeah.
everybody, even his employees.
And they only got him for mail fraud.
Right.
Because he covered his tracks so well.
Right.
Which is so sad.
But that's the thing. He followed us around here last time. Every single spot we went, we got him kind of lurking, like checking in on, like, hey, don't talk about that, or hey, that's not what happened. This is, you know what I mean? Like trying to, again, cover his ass.
So it seems like even in the afterlife, the patients are scared to talk.
Right, because of Norman.
Right. That's so sad.
But I think it's time. Let's move. Let's go downstairs. Let's go to the ballroom, somewhere we've never investigated before. We're gonna go under Estes and a seer session. Stuff we never used a seer here before.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we can get down there with the seer, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and then guys, stay until the end of the night because like last time, we're going all the way down to the morgue where hopefully we can confront Norman about his crimes here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, we're down here now in the Crystal Ballroom. This is a location we've never investigated before. We've had some really good breakfasts in here.
We have.
But we've never actually come in here to try to interact with the spirits. They used to do movies in here back when it was the hospital. This was part of the college for women here. So there's a lot of history in this room in particular. It would have been one of the happier rooms in the Baker Hospital. Not that there was a lot of happy times here.
Right.
But we're interested to see what we're going to get in here with Seer and the spirit box and the Estes session. And we have, a couple other things set up throughout the room. And we'll just kind of see what we can get before we move down to the governor's suite.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we have a couple devices set up. We got the static dome over here on the table. Again, that just basically picks up static electricity. The whole theory is that spirits, when they manifest, they kick up some static electricity. So that's what that measures. Got the EDI over here on this table. And then over there next to Steve, we have a REM pod set up. But yeah, we've had some great breakfast in here. It's a pretty sweet setup, but he's going under. He's got Seer on, so let's see who we can interact with. Hello, my name is Dylan. The guy in the chair over here, his name is Steve. We're here to talk to you. We don't mean you any disrespect. How can we help you?
Get me out.
I mean, that coincides with the entire history. Are you from the Baker Hospital? Do you know this location is the Baker Hospital?
4th floor?
4th floor. I'm trying to think what would be up on the 4th floor. Are you from the Pain Asylum? Well, let's start with this. Can I get your name so I know how to address you? Like I said, my name is Dylan. The guy over here in the chair, his name is Steve.
Steve.
Yep, that's Steve right there. Whatever you tell.
I see him.
I see him? Okay. Okay, so they can see us. That's a good improvement. Whatever you tell him, he's going to repeat so that I can hear you. I know it probably sounds a little strange, but most of the time we can't see you and we can't hear you. That's why we have all these devices set up so we can hopefully have a chance to talk to you.
Dylan.
That's me. Do you have a message for us?
And then I got cut off. It was like and then I got cut off.
Could you try saying that again, please? We couldn't quite make out what you said. If you could, please try telling Steve whatever you just told him. Just say it one more time, so maybe he can hear a little bit better. We'd love to tell your story. We'd love to hear your name.
Our policy?
Policy. I mean, that could be the hotel. That could
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of people talking, like a room full of people talking. It's all very distant. I can't make anything out, but it sounds like a bunch of people talking.
Can you try to speak one at a time? If you speak one at a time, if you tell Steve, if you answer the questions that I'm asking, he should be able to hear you okay. Try to speak as loudly and as clearly as possible. Because we're here to talk to you. We came all the way from upstate New York to talk to you.
Look back.
Look back. Where?
In there.
In there? I mean, there's a wine cellar over there. I don't Is there something hidden here?
You getting a picture? It's just a flower. It's like a light brown, whitish background with a big yellow flower in like the bottom left.
Was that your favorite flower? I mean, wait, are there yellow flowers over here? Yeah, it looks like yellow flowers on this table right here, so that's kind of interesting. Can you see this location as it is now? Do you see this as the crystal room?
Dylan,
Yep, that's me.
he's coming.
Who's coming? Norman?
Him.
Him? Norman's coming? Are you still afraid of him? Does he
Power.
Power. So Norman has power over you somehow? Some way? Because we've talked about this. Norman. We've talked about this a lot. It seems like different locations have like puppeteers, right? People who look over all the other spirits and try to keep them in check, maybe? It's a weird dynamic.
Let me go.
Is Norman trying to grab you right now? Does he not want
Please.
Does he not want you talking to us?
Just sit down.
Do you want me to sit down? If you can light up one of these devices, I'll sit down. Either touch that red light next to Steve, push this orange box off the table, that'd be crazy, I'd probably leave. Or set off this little orange dome over here. I'll take a seat. Or I guess that could even be Norman talking to whoever this is.
Found him?
Who'd you find? Norman? Who did you find? Are you saying that you found us? Or did you find Norman? Did you find a doctor?
There's a guy voice coming through. I just can't make out what it's saying.
Can you try speaking up for us so Steve can hear you a little bit better? Like I said, we would love to hear your story. We'd love to learn more about you. Do you have a message for us? Is there anything you want us to know? Whether this is Norman, whether this is a guest from the Crescent Hotel, whether this is a patient, a doctor, whoever this is, we'd love to talk to you.
Follow him?
Follow him? Again, that could be talking about either Norman, that could be talking about us, like follow them around to make sure they're not telling my story. Are you following us? Is that what you're saying?
Sound like a woman yelled.
Norman, if you're still harming patients in the afterlife,
He's there.
if you're so powerful, why don't you do something in our physical realm? If you can interact with us, if you can see us, if you can hear us, knock one of these devices off the table. We've heard stories about it. Glasses sliding off tables. Show us how strong you are. This place isn't your hospital anymore. You don't have any power.
He hurt me.
He hurt me? You don't need to stay here. This place is no longer the Baker Hospital. This is the Crescent Hotel. The year's 2024. We come here so often because we love it here. Beautiful hotel up in the Ozarks. Great food, great staff. We're very sorry you were treated the way that you were. You didn't deserve it. But the Baker Hospital is no more. Norman shouldn't have any power over you. Are you stuck in that time period? Do you still
Right in here?
Are you stuck?
Got me.
Right in here got me. So you're stuck in this room?
Not good.
It doesn't sound good. Was that what you're saying? You're stuck in this room? Somehow they got you stuck in this room? Like maybe they passed away during one of the movies or during one of the parties or whatever, you know? Maybe that's the reason they're connected to this room in particular? Because it seems like we're talking to someone from the Baker
You're
Hospital.
wrong.
What am I wrong about? Is this someone from the college? Or are you saying that we're wrong about Norman's story? Because this is what we got last time too. Every time we brought up Norman, every time we started to seem to talk to a patient.
High risk?
High risk. Is it risky talking about this? Does he get upset? It's weird. But every time we talked about Norman and what he did here, it seems like he would come in and just shut it down. Like very domineering, very, very powerful somehow.
Stand still?
I'm standing still. What are you gonna do? Like I said, if you're so powerful, show us.
Steve?
That's Steve, sitting down in the chair over there, yep. Move one of these chairs. Knock one of our devices off one of the tables. Make a loud noise. Knock on a wall. Tap Steve on the shoulder.
That was a female voice. I couldn't make out what it said though. There's a few words.
Do you like when we come to talk to you? We came a long way. We love the history of this location. We'd love to hear more about your life, your experiences here. Whether you were a patient at the hospital, whether you were one of the nurses maybe, whether you came here during the college days.
Again, still like a lot of voices coming through. I just can't make out what they're saying. It sounds like a lot of people talking at once, like a busy room.
If someone's in here watching a movie or attending a dinner or one of the parties, can you tell us your name? If you speak it out loud, we should be able to hear you.
Outside. Go.
Well, we're staying here tonight. Maybe we should do an outside investigation here, though. That'd be interesting. Go out onto the grounds, because they found all the bottles in the back, like down the hill behind the pool. So that could be interesting. They could be tied to the land as well. If you guys want to see that, let us know in a comment down below. If you guys want us to come back to the Crescent and do an outside investigation. Also, while you're down there, drop a like. Just saying, subscribe if you're new.
Good night. That sounded like a younger lady. Not a kid, but like, I don't know, it sounded like a younger lady. She goes, good night.
We're not going to bed just yet. We understand it's pretty late. We're up pretty much all night. We're going to be up all night trying to talk to you. We talked to some folks at the Basin last night. Basin Park Hotel in downtown Eureka Springs. Have you ever stayed there? It freaks me out in Estes whenever someone like looks around like that. I don't know, because I feel like when you're doing Estes, you're kind of like in tune, right? So you might be getting signals, you might be getting visions, you might be thinking certain things. Like look to the left.
I've got it.
I don't really follow what you're trying to say.
Healing.
Healing. So did you come here for the mineral waters? The healing water? The Eureka Springs? Are you saying that you came here to be healed by Norman and his staff? Nothing with the devices down here, which is pretty interesting, considering what we just had up in the pain asylum. But again, if Norman is down here, he could be putting a kibosh to it, or it could be...
Hi. That sounded like a female guy. Just hi.
Hi. We're gonna be heading out here in a couple minutes. We're gonna be heading to a different area. We're gonna go over to the governor's suite. Not sure if you know where that is, just down the hall. Is that okay? Are you going to follow us and continue this conversation with us?
Hurry.
Why do we need to hurry? Is something going to happen? Is Norman coming down? Is he going to his office space? Is he gonna try to cut us off before we get there?
I can't make it out. There's a lot of voices though.
Because that's the thing too. Norman was very, very paranoid, right? Like he had his office in there. He had.
Don't tempt.
Don't tempt. I mean,
Norman. There was
Don't
the
tempt
female voice was "Don't tempt," and then the other voice was a male voice. It was deep. It said Norman. Now there's a picture,
That's interesting.
and it's a graveyard with a ton of graves.
That's heavy.
Just a bunch of headstones.
Because again, Norman was never convicted for all of the people who passed away in this hospital. That's heavy, dude. That's so sad. And don't tempt Norman. Proof of all the crimes that he committed, all the people who passed away here. And I said, maybe he's gonna try to head us off.
Blank. It was like proof something's not.
He's gonna try to head us off before we get to his office. And they said, don't tempt Norman. Like he's gonna try to race and.
He's dirty.
We've heard Norman's a very terrible dude. We understand what he did wasn't right. It wasn't okay. You didn't deserve that. But yeah, he was a wicked paranoid guy. He had like bulletproof glass and weapons under his desk and stuff. He was a really paranoid dude. And this is lining up exactly with his personality. Don't tempt him, he's dirty. And we're getting confirmation, all the graves, all the people who passed. All right, we're about to head over to the office now, okay? If you want to join us in the governor's suite, as it's now referred to.
Office?
Yeah, the office, Norman's office. Not the one in the lobby, not his desk over there.
Something guarding? I couldn't hear the first word. Something guarding.
We're gonna head over to the office, okay? If you want to join us over there, feel free. Okay? We'd love to continue this conversation with you.
He's there.
Oh good, we're gonna run into Norman. Very strange activity.
Oh my God. Damn, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it went quiet for a while. It was so hard because like, it literally sounded like a room full of people. Like that's the best way I can describe it. Like where you just hear like all these different conversations going on.
Right.
I couldn't make out what they were saying, but there's just like a ton of people talking.
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was back and forth, right? It'd go from talking about, it seemed like it was a patient.
Right.
And it seemed like maybe it was someone staying at the hotel or staying at the College for Women.
Right.
And then it would go into just Norman.
Right.
Just talking about Norman, how terrible he was. And then you saw the graves.
Yeah.
I was talking.
That was weird. It's like a huge graveyard with a bunch of white graves.
Right. And he was never convicted of the crimes.
Right.
All the people who died here.
Right. That's true.
But I said, you know, we're gonna head down to the office here in a minute.
Yeah.
If you want to meet us down there. I was like, oh, maybe Norman's gonna try to head us off. And you
Right.
said, don't tempt him. And he's dirty. Because I'm like, he's paranoid, you know?
Yeah.
He wouldn't want us to go down there and see
Right,
everything.
because that's where all the stuff is.
So, I don't know. That was really strange, though.
All right, well, let's get down there and see what we can get.
Yeah. All right, guys, so we moved down to the governor's suite. So originally this was Governor Powell Clayton's room, and then when Norman Baker used it as his cancer curable hospital, this was also his office. We have devices set up pretty much everywhere in every single room in here. We're gonna run Spirit Talker, and we might also do some EVPs down here as well.
Yeah, we had some really good activity down here last time. It kind of seemed like Norman Baker was in here, but we also got some stuff that had to do with Brecky, who had passed away at a very young age. So it's an interesting room. It was kind of the focal point for whoever was in charge of the building throughout its history. So a lot of stuff went on in here. So let's just see what we can get and see if they want to talk to us.
Yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna fire up Spirit Talker here. But we have the EDI in this bedroom right here. We have the static dome because we got some pretty interesting stuff with it last time we were here. Mel meter in there, and REM pod down near the doorway.
Yeah, we got good stuff with the static dome right here. That's why we put it right back there again, to see if maybe they want to communicate with us.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody in here, my name is Steve. This is Dylan. I don't know if you recognize us. We were here last year talking to you. Seemed like we talked to a few people in this room. So the reason we're here, we just want to talk to you. We want to learn about what life was like here, whether you worked here, lived here. We love talking.
We love talking.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
We love talking.
Good. So do we.
We came all the way from New York just to talk to you. A lot of people from all over the country, all over the world, visit Eureka Springs just to talk to you.
When were you here? Was it a hospital, a hotel, school? Do you know? Can you remember?
Back.
Back.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, there's like a knock on the wall.
I don't know if it was on the wall or on like this door right here to this room.
Right. And then back, maybe like back then. Do you remember a time period? Maybe the Depression, First World War, Civil War.
Do you know who Norman Baker is? Does that name mean anything to you?
Because we did get in the crystal room that he was going to meet us down here.
Right.
And they were telling us to look out.
Right.
That he played dirty, basically.
Right. Something about don't tempt him or something, right?
Yeah.
Norman, if you're in here, we want to talk to you. We have some questions for you.
We talked to you in December as well. We know what you did here.
Everybody knows what you did here.
They found your bottles buried out back.
They know you're a fraud, con man. Do you have any remorse for what you did? Do you feel bad? All these devices that we have set up, all you need to do is get close to them, wave your hand in front of them, touch the top of them. All they're gonna do is light up, change colors, make some noise, okay? They're just gonna let us know that you can hear us and that you understand what we're saying. So whoever's in here, whether it's Norman or Brecky or somebody else, feel free to interact.
Explore.
Again, it just lets us know that you can hear us. We can't always see you, we can't always hear you. So these things just make it a little bit easier for us, okay?
It seemed like in the crystal room that Norman still has dominion over this location. He can control the patients, the nurses, the doctors, whoever else is here. This place is no longer the Baker Hospital. So if he still is trying to exert power over you,
Ask.
ask.
Do you want us to ask you questions? We can use the device that should be able to record your voice. Might make it a little bit easier for us to hear you and your responses, okay? Is that what you want?
It's like a weird like breeze coming out of this room.
Breeze?
Find my body.
Find my body. Well, that could be something to do with all of the burial stuff that they found, the jars of different human tissue and stuff.
Right.
I mean, who's to say they didn't bury people here?
Right.
If somebody didn't claim them and they passed away.
True.
And he always claimed that nobody died here when obviously people did. So, I mean, who's to say he didn't just get rid of somebody's body?
Right.
Or multiple bodies. It's very possible.
Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Are you somewhere maybe on the property?
Or it could just be those jars. You know,
Could
like
be the
they
jars,
might
yeah.
be still out there because they still have the dig site.
They're somehow connected to the jars, like
Right.
the tissue itself.
Are you trapped here? Can you not leave?
Andrea?
Andrea.
Is that your name? Were you a patient here or maybe a nurse? Could have been one of the kids, one of the girls that went to school here too.
Yeah.
The college.
That's the thing. The history is so expansive.
Yeah.
It's so hard to pinpoint
Yeah.
unless
Who
they
you're
tell you
talking to.
directly.
Right.
Yeah. We understand it's probably overwhelming. We have a lot of devices set up. If you need to, you can drain energy from anything we have set up if it makes it easier to talk. Like we said, we don't mean you any harm. We don't mean you any disrespect. It's pretty late for us. We're not sure what time it is for you. We're just here to have a conversation, to learn more about this location, your life here. Anything you want to tell us.
We will use the devices that should be able to record your voice, so it'll be easier for you to tell us what you want.
Philip.
Philip. Okay, so another name.
Yeah.
Are you guys patients? Were you sick? Was that a footstep?
Footsteps,
It was
yeah.
like right there. That literally sounded like it was right here in this hallway.
I heard one a minute ago.
Yeah. It's definitely not above us.
No.
That sounded like it was right over here in this hallway.
Right now it's like 12:30, so
Yeah.
most people are asleep.
Yeah, it's like 1 o'clock. It's almost 1 o'clock.
Dark entity here.
Dark entity. As we heard footsteps by the door.
Right.
Dark entity here. Is it the thing that's following us? Or
It
is it
could be
Norman?
Norman. Yeah. Are you saying something else just joined us in this room?
Those were right there.
Yeah. There's two footsteps.
Yeah. If you're in here, can you walk down the hall towards us? We just want to talk to you. Whether you followed us here from somewhere else or if you're Norman or somebody that was just at the hospital.
You just move?
No.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, something was on the carpet.
Yeah, I thought it was on the carpet for sure. That's really weird.
I couldn't tell if it was that carpet.
I thought it was the one behind you.
Yeah,
like in the
I couldn't
office
tell
area.
because it like echoes a little bit in here.
Yeah. That's really weird.
But what if the whatever just came down the hallway and went through that room where we heard the knock, went through that room and then came in because they all connect. It could have come in this room behind me.
Well, and they had carpet in here too.
Right.
Last time we were here.
I mean, it could be Norman going in and just going to his office.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to sneak around us? Because it is kind of weird that, either way, it's behind us.
Yeah.
We've spoke before.
We have spoke before.
Okay, so it could be Norman, or it could be
Norman.
this thing that followed us because it says dark entity here.
Yeah. Could you give us a little bit of clarification? Are you from this hospital or this hotel? Can you give us a sign if that's the case? Set off one of these devices, make a noise.
I thought it was in that room. Something walking in there?
Yeah.
It literally sounds like something's walking in this room.
Which, as you guys can see, it's just like a bedroom.
And it's still carpet.
Yeah.
There's no other way to get into this suite, guys. This is the only door right here. This is the door to the first floor hallway. Our rooms are right outside of this door. There's only 3 other rooms in this hallway. We're in 2 of them.
Right.
And those noises are coming from in this room.
Yeah.
100%. The first ones were in this hallway. There's a noise in that room. There's a noise in this room.
But I said, can you give us a sign?
Right.
Knock on it, make a noise. So that's kind of
I
weird.
said we've talked before.
Yeah. So Norman, there's another right over there, yeah. Norman, are you upset that we're telling your story?
Does it bother you that they tell everybody what you did? That you're finally somewhat being held accountable for all the bad things you did here and at the other hospitals that you had? Don't go back there.
Don't go back there.
Maybe in the room?
Or into the office?
Yeah. Make a noise in what room you don't want us to go in. Or where we shouldn't go.
Can you close the door to the room you don't want us to go into?
You're standing in a doorway.
I am. If I get hit by a door, I'll be kind of sad.
Just in case.
Just in case here.
That is in that room.
Yeah.
That literally sounds like somebody walking.
That one didn't sound like it was on carpet though.
No. I don't know if it was walking or if it was a door.
What if you open that and someone's in there? Norman's just like, hey man, told you not to go in there.
I would be upset. I don't fall. I don't
Right.
what did you do? But I mean, there's definitely old hardwoods. I don't want
Where
to
does this lead?
know who lives in the
Guys.
cubby in the wall.
Drop a comment, is it the gnomes?
The gnomes are back?
Imagine. Anyway.
I mean, there used to be hardwoods.
Yeah.
Underneath, obviously it's like laminate now.
Right.
But like underneath these carpets and stuff, I'm sure the original hardwoods are still there.
Probably.
So that's what we could be hearing those footsteps.
Could be. But it's weird because Harry, another male name.
Yeah.
But it's weird we heard the carpet too, so it's
Right.
like they're interacting with the current
One could
environment.
be residual, one could be intelligent.
Yeah, true.
Just maybe a piece.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna use these devices now that should be able to record your voice, okay? They should make it a little bit easier for you to tell us whatever message you have for us, okay? We're gonna do a quiet session first, so all we're gonna do is count to 3. We're not gonna ask you any questions. We're gonna give you the time. You can say whatever you wanna say. You can tell us to get out, you can say hello, you can say good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is you wanna tell us. You can say Norman Baker's a piece of trash.
Trash
As he
can Baker.
is. You can say Crescent Hotel, whatever message you have to get across, now is your time. Okay, so we're gonna count to 3. And then you come over to the device in my hand or the one in Dylan's hand and speak as loudly and as clearly as you can for us, all right? Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I was punished.
1, 2, 3. I was punished. That could be Norman.
Could be.
He's saying, "Oh no, I was punished. Like,
I went to jail.
You don't need to call me out. And then that goes off in his office.
In his office.
And then the millimeter goes off in his office. Norman, if that's you, can you step away so it stops making that noise? Thank you. So like, he might think, "Oh no, I did my time. Yeah, I was in prison.
Right.
I might not have gotten arrested specifically for the medical stuff, but I served time."
Yeah. 4 years from now.
Right.
Not even 4 years.
Piece of trash.
Trash can.
Static drum just went off.
Did it really?
Static drum just went off 100%. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Can you set that off again? Do you know what way it was pointing?
I think it went this way, like around that way.
Oh. They coming through the window?
No. Going towards the window.
Oh. Well, because they have like a porch out there.
Yeah. All right, let's play this back.
Yeah.
See what we got. That's it. Mm. It's like there's random sporadic voices, but I can't make out what they're saying. They're definitely vocal though. That's
like
the
a lot
weird
of chatter.
thing.
Yeah.
Let's see what yours got. Play that whole thing again. It sounds like
Taking my time.
Taking my time.
okay.
That's good, I guess.
No, honestly, it almost sounds like it says like "get the f out."
Yeah. That's really, you can hear that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then it sounds like it says it again at the end.
Yeah.
It sounds like it says it twice.
It was really quiet in the beginning, and then towards the end, it was
Sounds
a
like it
little
says it
louder.
twice. But again, if it's Norman,
Yeah.
we're not supposed to be in his office. We're not supposed to be near his stuff.
Right.
We're gonna find out all the stuff, all the secrets, all these things that he doesn't want anybody to know.
All the crimes that he got away with.
Right.
That's crazy, though.
That's wild. That's really, really weird. Let's do some questions. See if we can confirm if it's Norman.
Right.
Before we go down to the morgue and his old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Where he got rid of all the evidence of all the things he did wrong.
Definitely the darkest area of the hospital.
Yeah. Let's ask some questions.
Yeah.
All right, Norman.
Normie.
If it's you or whoever may be in here, if it's somebody else, we mean you no disrespect. We're not in trouble. We're not here to make you leave. Norman, we mean you all the disrespect.
We want all the smoke, Norman.
We're going to ask you a few questions now, okay? Come up and answer these.
I'll affect everything.
I'll affect everything. Okay, do it. Set everything off in here. Do something. All right, we're going to ask you questions. Whoever's in here, please respond, okay? Answer as loudly and as clearly as you can. Evelyn.
Another name.
Another name. Mel.
That's pinging.
I will affect everything. I will affect everything, and then this goes off.
Well, the second you go to record,
Yep.
too. Asking about his crime,
Right.
asking about what he did in here.
I will affect everything. That goes off.
Part of me thought, like, too, I will affect everything. What if it's talking about outside of here, too?
Right.
You don't want to be investigating this. I'm going to, like, affect everything.
All of your investigations are going to be trash.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, well, we're going to ask you questions. So you can try to stop us by setting that off, but it's not going to work. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If Norman Baker's in here, can you please say your first and last name?
People already know what you did. Why are you still trying to hide your crimes?
Mental.
Can you say Crescent Hotel?
What year is it for you?
One, two, three. And then that goes off again in here. Mel again.
Pinging.
Mel again. The only one that's reacted so far has been the one in his office.
Right.
Let's play this back.
know what you did. Why are you still trying to hide your crime? Can you say Crescent Hotel?
Sounds like it says hotel really quietly.
Really quietly.
Can you say Crescent Hotel?
Hotel.
You must help.
Nothing else.
Hotel really, it's like the same
it's like
voice as the,
hotel.
yeah.
You must help.
That's interesting.
So that could be somebody that's, I mean, Norman might be in here.
Right.
And somebody else might be out there.
Like, you need to help me.
Right.
He's in the, yeah.
Right.
Let's see what this one said.
What makes your name? Please say the first and last name. You already know what you did. Why are you still trying to hide your crime? Can you say Crescent Hotel? What year is it for you?
Can't
Something
make
right
it
at
out.
the
Yeah,
end,
I can't
but-
really make it out.
Yeah.
So, okay. Seems like Norman's up here.
Yeah.
It seems like he's been following us just like last time.
He did warn us he would, though.
Right. There's a dark entity here. We heard footsteps, movement on carpet in this room, movement on carpet in that room, a knock on the wall.
Yep.
Like, again, intelligent stuff moving around here. Instead, a dark entity is here as we hear the footsteps coming down the hallway.
Yeah, it's definitely a mix between residual and intelligent
Right.
activity.
Right.
It seems like we're getting, either the hospital or the conservatory, wherever
Right.
it was, people moving around us.
Doctor. It says doctor. After we're talking
Yo.
about Norman being the one here and a darker entity coming inside, it says doctor.
Bro, hated doctors.
And it said, you need to help. And then there's a doctor.
Right.
Or maybe it's a patient. You need to help, doctor. Like,
Right.
I need help.
They think we're doctors.
right.
walking
You're not
around
doing
here.
anything. What's going on?
Because imagine that. You see someone walk into this room and then
Right.
you walk into Norman's office.
Right.
Oh, they must work
They
here.
must, yeah, they must be higher up.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's actually really weird. I was stationed here. It could have been a doctor who was stationed
I was
here.
stationed here.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. But I don't know. We got to get downstairs. We got to go in the morgue. More EVPs. We had really intelligent stuff down there last time with the equipment and EVPs. So let's get down there, see if we can make more contact with Norman and try to get to the bottom of why he follows us around every time we're here.
Right, let's do it.
Let's go. All right, guys, so we're down in the basement now. We're in what used to be the morgue when this was the Baker Cancer Curable Hospital. The actual holding morgue is right behind Dylan over here. We had some really intelligent activity down here last year, over in the other room where the coroner would come to take the bodies out. So we have equipment set up kind of throughout the entire area, in the room where the specimen jars are still housed, in the morgue, in the other room, stuff everywhere. We're also gonna do some EVPs, and we have a Ghost Tube Vox we're gonna run as well.
Yeah, we had some really good stuff with the Vox at the basin, so we figured we'd try Vox down here as well and see what we can get.
Yeah, let's see if we can make contact with Norman.
Yeah. Just want to fire up Vox real quick.
Show you guys quick. This is the actual holding morgue here where the bodies would be. Got a REM pod in there, EDI here.
There we go.
Can't really see him, but that's trash can Baker there.
Leave a
Another
comment down below. Trash can Baker.
Mel down there. Mel in here. Again, these are all the specimen jars. Some of the ones that they found during the dig that actually contain human tissue that was found from when it was the hospital. Hello, my name is Steve. This is Dylan. We've talked to you before a few times. We were here a couple nights ago, actually. We talked to you down here. We think Norman is probably down here. He's followed us throughout the night, and he talked to us down here last time. But if there's anybody else down here as well, we're here to speak to you, not just Norman, okay? We're here to learn about you, your life, what happened to you, and what it was like to be here.
All these devices we have set up, we have one in the morgue specifically that you seemed to enjoy last time we were down here. If you get close to them, if you touch them, they're going to light up, they're going to make some noise. We can talk to you that way. I also have a device over here that should be able...
What did I say?
Don't look, I thought?
Like, quick, don't look.
Yeah, like don't look.
Did you hear a knock?
I did, yeah.
It was in there.
It was in the morgue.
Yeah.
Are you trying to take a body out?
Oh, don't look, and then there's a knock?
Right. That's what I mean. Maybe they're
Yeah.
trying to work on there?
Yeah.
It was like a male voice that said it, though.
Yeah. What don't you want us to see? We already know what you did. EDIs went off. I don't know what it was. I saw a blink of something. It might have been the numbers changing as well.
Right.
I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, so I'm not positive.
Oh,
The vibration.
yeah, the vibration went off.
That you have to touch the.
What?
Like that's not us. Me walking does nothing. We weren't even moving. First of
No,
all,
we weren't moving.
Neither of us were moving. You have to tap. Like you'd have to tap the.
The chair, probably, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to tap the chair.
It was like that. It was like
It's like if you tap the chair.
Right.
Sets it off.
Did you just sit down in the chair? I was gonna say, first image I got in like my head was someone sitting in the chair and they're
Yeah.
like tapping the
Right.
armrest.
The arm.
almost.
Can you touch that device again? Whatever you did a minute ago? That was
Something's wrong
mouse.
in there,
Yeah,
yeah.
the mouse.
I think it's the one in the specimen room. Yeah, I'm gonna grab
Yep, it
this.
is. Who's in this room right now? Is this Norman?
Joining again.
I'm joining you? Or
Yeah.
We should have seen.
We shouldn't see.
We shouldn't see. Don't look. I'm joining you. We shouldn't see.
Did you follow us from upstairs? Were you not supposed to be down here?
Now
Oh,
it's this one out here.
yeah.
So it's like, again, like they're working on a body, they got
Right.
it out, and then they're taking it out in the corners here to pick it up.
So if someone followed us downstairs, like,
Right.
don't look. You're not
Right.
supposed to see this.
Right. Nobody died here.
Right.
Is the coroner here to, it's at a 0.7.
0.7?
It's at a 0.7.
What?
I don't know if you can see that 0.6. Can you grab the top of this device? 0.7. Can you grab the top of it so it lights up and changes colors? If the coroner's here to pick up a body.
Like Steve said, we already know what you did. Someone followed us down here. They can see now too. Whole charade's kind of falling apart, isn't it? Just jumped up to a 0.8.
0.8. You want to put the Vox there at least?
Yeah.
Stay in here for a minute. Because I think we're going to want to do some EVPs down here for sure.
Yeah. Well, this is what happened last time.
Yeah.
We started out there and
Yeah.
they drove us into here
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we heard the door move.
Yep, we heard the door handle jiggle. And then the music box had gone off.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, music box.
Rest in peace. Do you remember that? Do you remember when we came down here and talked to you back in December?
We still have those devices that we use that can record your voice, okay? They make it easier for you to get your messages across to us. Whether you are Norman, you're a nurse, you're the coroner, you're a patient, whoever you may be, these devices that we have should make it a little bit easier for us to communicate with you.
Did you hear that?
No. What'd you hear?
It sounded like a female, like a...
No. I literally didn't even hear it.
Which we were in the basement of the hotel. There was physically no one down
And
here.
it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Everything's close.
It was like a female voice. Like, it sounded like it was back here somewhere.
Yeah. You actually can't even get to this part without being let in.
Right.
Like we had to have security come down, unlock the doors, 2 separate doors
Yeah.
to let us in here, and then they locked it on their way out.
It was like a...
No, didn't even hear it.
I thought I heard something again.
I didn't hear it. Man's losing it.
Hello? This is like session 9.
Never seen
Hearing
it.
all the... Oh, great movie. Whatever.
Do you want to talk to us? That was loud.
Yeah.
That was loud. I heard that one.
That's what I mean.
If you're out there, can you knock on something? That was in here. That was in here.
Whispering.
I don't know what that was.
Ooh, I just got chills.
Hello?
I know we're getting kind of excited. We're happy to hear you. This is really cool for us. This is what we came here for.
Even if it is Norman.
Yeah, you suck.
Who's talking? I hear whispering out there now.
That's what I mean.
Hello?
Can you join us in the morgue? Ooh,
No, it's
wait.
right here.
It's the one in the specimen room. Okay.
Can you join us in the morgue? Sure.
Such a weird question.
It hurt. It hurt? Ooh. Did Norman hurt you? Did one of his treatments hurt you? I say treatments very loosely.
Or is this someone from the pain asylum that followed us down here?
Right.
They're like, you left me up there. It
Right.
hurt. It was painful.
Right. We're gonna use these devices now, okay? We're gonna try to talk to you. Just get right into questions, I think.
Yeah.
Stay right there, I'll stay here.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna ask you some questions. Come up to this device and speak as loudly and as clearly as you can, okay? We just wanna know who's down here and who we're talking to. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Who's in this room with us?
Did you follow us from upstairs?
Can you say Baker Hospital?
Is there something we can do to help you?
One, 2, 3. That EMF is at a 0.9.
I've lost half my camera battery since I got down here too.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's at a 0.9. It's 1.0? I just say 1.0? 0.9?
Every time we step out, it goes up. Yeah, see, we
0.8.
step in, it drops down.
Are you near this chair? 0.9. Can you grab the top of that device? 1.0. Can you get closer to that so it's 1.2? 1.2. It literally went right to 1.2.
That's kind of crazy.
Can you go 1.5? Can you get a little bit closer so it goes to 1.5? 1.1.
You can keep taking energy from my camera if you need to. Try to get that up to 1.5.
1.2.
1.3.
Can you go to 1.5? You're doing great.
You almost had it.
1.5, please. Get as close to it as you need to. 1.2.
They're trying. Got up to 1.3.
That's actually crazy, though. Right to a 1.2. It skipped over 1.1 when I asked that, too.
Right.
All right, we're going to listen to these back, okay? See if you said anything for us.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on it.
Who's in this room with us? Did you follow us from upstairs? And you said Baker Hospital? Is there something we can do?
Yeah.
Doesn't say Baker Hospital.
No.
Follow us from upstairs? And you said Baker Hospital? Is there something we can do to help you?
I like
Screaming, yeah. But it said it hurt, too.
Yeah.
Sounds like they might be in pain.
Could be, yeah.
Or it's Norman.
Trying to shut everybody up.
Right, getting angry.
All right, let's see what this one got.
Who's in this room with us? Did you follow us from upstairs? And you said
Something right there.
Yeah.
Who's in this room with us? Did you follow us from upstairs? And you said Baker Hospital? Is there something we can do to help you?
Nothing
Can't
went too
make it
clear.
out, no. So something's down here.
Yeah.
If that's going to 1.3 on command. When we say, you know, can you raise it to 1.2? It does that. It goes up to 1.3. We try to get to 1.5.
Right.
Something's hanging out in this area. We're hearing the whispering. You heard the female voice, the knocking. Let's do some more questions. Let's do some questions in here.
Yeah,
And
see
then we
if
can
we-
do some more out by the actual morgue itself.
Right, before we head out.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. We think we can hear you. We just can't quite make out what you're saying. So if you can get a little bit closer, we really appreciate it. Can you come up to the device in my hand or in Dylan's hand and say hello?
Can you say the word Eureka?
Where are you right now?
Do you like that people are here trying to tell your story?
Did we just hear your voice in the other room?
Are you hanging out with us? Did you follow us from upstairs?
One, 2, 3. All right, let's see what we got.
We think we can hear you. We can't quite make out what you're saying. So if you can get a little bit closer, we really appreciate it. Can you come up a
think it says hello. It's
We really appreciate it. Can you come up to the back of my head or go okay? And say hello? Can you say the word
make it out.
Eureka? Where are you right now? You like that people are here kind of funny story? Did we just hear your voice in the other room? Are you hanging out with us? Did you follow us upstairs?
There's something right there at the end. Yeah.
Did we just hear your voice in the other room? Are you hanging out with us? Did you follow us upstairs?
Can't make it out. It's a very faint whisper. So there's responses. They're just not super close or super clear. They might be out that way.
Yeah, and the ones that are like closer, it sounds like it's just yelling.
Right.
Which would coincide with Norman.
Now it freaks out. That it's pinging. Which one is it?
I think it's the one in the morgue.
No, it's this one.
It's this one?
It's this one. It's pinging. Can you step away from that for a second so it stops, please? On command. On command. That hasn't gone off the whole night.
Right.
Down here, it has not gone off once. It goes off. We say, can you step away from that so it stops? It immediately stops.
Why does it keep drawing us back here? It's like we start off in there, kind of draws us in here a little bit.
Right.
We go back there, get some good activity, draws us back in here. Do you want us to see the jars?
We got Find My Body earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe theirs is in here. Maybe one of their tissue samples is in here.
Is that the case?
And they're not at rest because it's in here.
Are you trying to lead us in here because this is where your remains are? That's
Part of your remains, at least. All right, let's see what that got.
Yeah.
I think we can hear you. We can't quite make out what you're saying. So if you get a little bit closer, we really appreciate it. Can you come up to the right of my hand or Dylan's hand? What did it say? Hello? Can you say the word Eureka?
Something like, but I think.
Haunted? It is haunted. Yeah.
Can you come up to the right of my hand or Dylan's hand and say hello? Can you say the word Eureka? Where are you right now? Do you like that people are here trying to tell your story? Did we just hear your voice in the other room? Are you hanging out with us? Did you follow us from upstairs?
I can't make out the last thing either.
So like it might have said Eureka like really quietly, but
So, some quiet stuff.
Yeah.
Possible responses. This goes absolutely haywire and stops as soon as we request it to.
right.
Knocks and voices and whispers out here.
Vox has been weird too. Some of the voices coming through on that are strange.
Let's do a session out here by the morgue.
Yeah.
Ask some questions before it'll be time to call it a night. All right, Norman, or whoever might be down here, this is gonna be it. We're almost done down here talking to you, okay? We're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna leave this area. We have a few more questions for you, so if you can come over here and answer them, we'd really appreciate it, and I promise we'll leave you alone, okay? Ready?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna stand right here, he's gonna stand right there. Speak as loudly and as clearly as you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Can you say Norman Baker?
Are your tissue samples still in one of those jars? Is that why you're still here?
Do you remember either of our names?
Can you see us right now?
Before we go upstairs for the night, can you say good night or goodbye?
Do you want us to come back again and talk to you?
One, two, three.
It's a weird voice.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's see. What did I say?
I thought it said the power.
The power.
Which I think we got it in the crystal room.
Estes, yeah.
Yeah.
for a goodbye. You want us to come back again? Talk to you?
Nothing
Quiet.
super clear on there. Yeah, nothing super clear. That's Mel again.
One of the ones out there is going on.
Is it the one in the... It's this one. That's what it's been doing, pulling us back and forth.
Right.
We go down there and do a session, we're trying to play it back, it pulls us back down here. We were down here, it pulled us out there with the voices, the footsteps, the bangs, the whispers.
Right.
It's moving us back and forth.
That's so
But
weird.
it did say, like, you're not supposed to see this. So maybe
Right.
it's like moving us around so we don't see whatever it is it's doing.
Right, they're taking bodies in, they lead us
Right,
in there, and
right.
then, you know, lead them out.
Right.
That's weird.
Let's see what yours got.
Can you say Norman Baker? Are your tissue samples still in one of those jars? Is that why you're still here? Do you remember either of our names? Can you see us right now? When we go upstairs for the night, can you say good night or goodbye? Do you want us to come back again and talk to you?
Literally
Nothing. Super quiet. So that's interesting because tonight the EVPs haven't been crazy clear. Last time I feel like we got some decent EVPs here.
Yeah.
Tonight it's been equipment activity and then bangs, footsteps, and voices and stuff we were hearing. Like,
The voices
audibly.
were so loud, though.
And then those footsteps upstairs in the governor's room.
Yeah.
So it's like everything we've been hearing is out loud in real time, not on the voice recorders.
Right. And it seems like consistently we've been talking to somebody and then Norman and whoever
Right.
is in control here
Right.
steps in and then everything stops.
Just like last time, he's lurking around, he's following us in different areas, making sure we don't see anything or say anything we're not supposed to.
Right. What a weird night.
That's why the Crescent is one of our favorite places, though. It's so active every time, and you get something different. There's a mixture of residual and intelligent. Norman is definitely still here, but there's other people here too, and they're trying to communicate.
Right.
But I think it's about that time. Let's get upstairs, let's get some sleep, and we'll see what the Crescent has for us while we're trying to get some sleep.
Yeah. Let's do it.